we will go from when we get back. So today's date is Monday, December 21st, 2020. This is Social Sciences. Instructor, Mr. Townsend. Okay. Can everybody see the shared screen there? Just give me a thumbs up if you can see the PowerPoint. Okay, thank you, Jair. So in this segment of class, we're going into our third checkpoint, and we have had this theme of celebrity responsibility and the cost of giving back. So we're going to do a little bit of prior knowledge. Okay, so my agenda is good morning, of course. This is our last day of class before break. We're going to do a summit check-in. We're going to watch a video on celebrities who gave back and how they changed society. There's a couple things here. I just want to say this will probably be broken into two different lessons. I kind of got a little bit carried away when I was doing this, and I didn't finish it all the way, but it's still a little bit longer than normal. So social responsibility and the cost of giving back to the community. For our case study, we're going to look at the rise of the Nation of Islam as a social movement. And then we're going to discuss Muhammad Ali. There's supposed to be something after that colon there. I didn't find a title yet. But basically what we're going to look at is Muhammad Ali, without getting too extensive, and the cost that he paid for speaking out for social issues, for social agendas, for taking a stand. We studied Colin Kaepernick earlier in the year. We looked at how some of the people in history have used protest. Some people have used philanthropy, which we will define again, the giving back to the communities. So we're going to go over this whole realm of social responsibility and the cost of giving back to the community. Okay, so our summit check-in. Does all the students have a code for summit?
That should be in the class.
Okay, I just want to make sure that all students, Jairi, I know you're good. Kiara, do you have the codes? Are you all set up in Summit?
For this class?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, well, that's just the code in case anybody needed it. So checkpoints 1 and 2 are up on Summit. I'm not going to be cruel and assign you more work over the break. So if you have both of those checkpoints completed to be on green, that's where you need to be for the class so far. Mr. Beckham, you don't have to worry about the checkpoint 1 because you are not here for that. So I'm not going to hold you responsible for that. So it would only be checkpoint 2 for you since you came in about a week ago. Okay. I think Shirley Ann, I know I've gotten some work from you. And Jairi said he's going to put some work in. Okay. So our central question, does a celebrity or athlete that achieves great financial wealth and fame have any responsibilities to give back to the communities that they come from? We have discussed this multiple times. I've got some input from you guys on whether or not you think it's a personal responsibility, or do you think it's a social responsibility to give back if you become a celebrity? Is there a responsibility to give back to the community? Or is there a responsibility to initiate social change in different ways? I want you to ponder this question. I don't want you to answer it yet. Is there such a thing? And this terminology, just kind of not making it up per se. I just want to know if there's such a thing. Can we, when we get done discussing this and looking at this, will we be able to say that there is such a thing as social responsibility? And if I was going to define that as a responsibility to give back to the community or from where you come from or how you grew up or like-minded individuals. Your first checkpoint, who did Drake? Somebody did Drake. Shirley Ann, you did Madonna, correct? I know our checkpoint one was naming a celebrity and what they did to give back. I know that you're You each should have done at least one celebrity for checkpoint number 1. Trying to remember who did what. I didn't really look. I think I have to confuse with the other class. So real quick, we're going to just look at this. I think it's about 9-minute video or 8-minute video. And it's about celebrities who took the opportunities to make social change. So let me cue this up. So while you're watching this, sorry about that. Okay.
Celebrity.
So while you're watching this, the strategy that I want you to take is your responsibility is at the end of this video, I want you to name one of these celebrities and what they did. That way I know make sure you're at least watching it. Does everybody understand that? While you're watching the video, I'd like you to write down about one of the celebrities and tell me what they did. And then I'll come back.
When we write this at?
I'm just using like a little.
Oh, I can get to my notes.
It doesn't have to be like formal, just on a piece of paper. Tell me what the one celebrity is and what they did. And I will come and ask you guys when this is over. Okay. I think there's 10 on this list. Now this list transcends through, remember, we're talking about celebrities and athletes. So we're talking about actors. We're talking about people who have fame, who have fortune, things like that. So it goes across the whole spectrum. So let me cue this video up. And then when it's done, I'll ask you to name one and what they did.
Celebrities make a whole lot of money, and sometimes they use it for causes other than themselves. Here are 10 famous people, a whole lot of money.
Oh, sorry.
Celebrities make a whole lot of money, and sometimes they use it for causes other than themselves. Here are 10 famous people who make a lot, but also make a lot of difference. Number 10, Bono. Bono is U2's frontman and often uses his celebrity in fights against hunger and poverty. He remains in contact with world leaders and policymakers in an effort to make the world a better place. His devotion to help others started in 1986 when he and his wife, Ali, were invited by World Vision to visit Ethiopia. He then created the One campaign, and a clothing company that helps those in poverty-stricken countries. Bono said he always wears sunglasses because he suffers from glaucoma. He recently teamed up with eyewear makers Revo, which donates $10 from every sale to go toward those suffering impaired vision in communities around the world. Number 9, Steph Curry. Curry is that guard for the Golden State Warriors who doesn't seem to miss a whole lot of three-pointers. He promised to send 3 life-saving bed nets for every three-pointer he made to protect families from malaria in areas where it's a serious problem. In one season, almost 1,000 bed nets were sent out. In 2013, he visited camps in western Tanzania to distribute and install mosquito nets that were treated with insecticide. Malaria is the leading killer of children in Africa. Number 8, Emma Watson. Actress Emma Watson is passionate about women's rights and gender equality. That's one big reason why she was appointed the United Nations Women Goodwill Ambassador, representing the He for She movement. Says Emma, if we stop defining each other by what we're not and start defining ourselves by who we are, we can all be freer. And this is what He for She is all about. It's about freedom. Number 7, Laverne Cox. She's transgender and became popular on Orange is the New Black. She has since produced several documentaries about life as a trans person and challenges trans people face. She also speaks about LGBT issues. Number 6, Elton John. Music superstar Elton John is leading the fight against HIV/AIDS since losing so many close friends to it. He established the Elton John AIDS Foundation in 1992 and has raised $125 million to support prevention, education, and service programs around the world. Number 5, Shakira. Pop singer Shakira puts much of her focus on education and early childhood development. When she visited Colombia as a child with her parents, she promised herself that someday she would help the people there. She created the Bare Feet Foundation in her home city to better the quality of life and supports similar programs in Haiti and South Africa. President Obama appointed her to the President's Advisory Commission on Educational Excellence for Hispanics. She is also a Goodwill ambassador for UNICEF. Number 4. Leonardo DiCaprio. He may be accused of living a lavish lifestyle, but the actor has a big heart as well. Leonardo has donated $15 million to environmental causes that serve to protect the planet. Destruction to the environment, he said, is too serious to ignore. He previously gave $3 million to the World Wildlife Fund. Number 3. George Clooney. Actor George Clooney co-produced a telethon in 2010 that raised more than $66 million for earthquake relief in Haiti. Along with other celebrities, he co-founded Not on Our Watch, which served to halt the genocide in Sudan. He has also supported the One Campaign, United Way, and Oxfam. Number 2. Muhammad Ali. The late, great Muhammad Ali left an amazing legacy in the boxing ring, but he also left an amazing legacy of being a leader, social activist, and humanitarian. In 1990, he helped to negotiate the release of 15 hostages in Iran, and after his boxing days, he gave, at the time, anonymous donations of millions of dollars to many individuals and organizations. He inspired millions during his 3-decade fight with Parkinson's disease. In 1998, he was appointed the United Nations Messenger of Peace. And finally, number 1, Oprah Winfrey. And yes, then there's Oprah, an icon in the entertainment industry. She has been described as one of the most powerful and influential women in the world. In the early 90s, she led a movement to establish a database of convicted child abusers. She has also awarded hundreds of grants to support the education of women around the world. She also donated $40 million for the Academy for Girls near Johannesburg, and she continues to have a great influence on the public. That's all for today. Let us know what you think about the stories in the comments section below.
Okay, so that was 10 different celebrities that made social change and difference. So I'm just going to go along. I want you to tell me which celebrity you picked and what they did. So I'm just going to go from left to right. Jair, can you tell me what celebrity you chose?
Steph Curry.
Okay, and how did Steph Curry give back?
Every three he made, it was a bed curtain for was it Haiti?
It was for
I don't know.
people who were in need, right?
Yeah, people in need, and he went to go visit them too.
Okay, so he spent he put his money where his mouth was, and he said every time I make it 3, I'm going to donate to people in need. Good. Kiara, which celebrity
It
did
was
you
in
pick?
2013.
What's that?
I said it was in 2013.
Okay, in 2013. All right. Kiara, what celebrity did you notice? Kiara, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Were you able to identify one of the celebrities in the video and tell me what they did?
Muhammad Ali.
Okay, Muhammad Ali. And what did Muhammad Ali, we're actually studying Muhammad Ali, so that's our topic for today. So what did Muhammad Ali do? How did he give back and make social change?
Well, he helped free 15 hostages.
Good, in Iran. Excellent. You were listening. Excellent. Jairi. Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
What celebrity did you notice on the list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay. And what is Leonardo DiCaprio? What has he done?
I forgot the certain amount, but he donated to environmental causes.
Okay, excellent. And we call that word philanthropy. Okay, giving back. Excellent. Shirley Ann, did you notice a celebrity on that list? Shirley Ann, you still there? She may have stepped away for a second. Okay, so thank you guys for paying attention to that. Appreciate that. Maybe when we get her back, I can ask her which one. For me, it has to be Oprah Winfrey. I know she's number one on the list, but I remember a time when Oprah Winfrey, I don't know if you guys have seen The Color Purple, the movie The Color Purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember when she just played, what was her name? She was Harpo's wife. Now why is it coming to me? A blank. But her acting, I remember when she was just a small-time talk show host. So to see her go from that level of being an extra in a movie to becoming this multi-billionaire, social change, all kinds of stuff, setting a positive image for people. She's done more than one thing to change. So celebrity recognition, who is the guy in the picture?
Oh, baby.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Jairi said that Leonardo, a couple people said that Leonardo DiCaprio gives back, that Steph Curry gives back. Yeah, Shirley, and I was just talking. I figured you had stepped off. We were just if you were there for the video, I didn't know if you were getting a coffee. We were just naming one of the celebrities that we saw in the video and how they showed philanthropy or giving back. So what do celebrities and athletes risk what risk do celebrities and athletes take when they give back? So from your end, what type of risk do you think that celebrities, based on what we've talked about in class, about endorsements, about product placements, what do celebrities and athletes risk when they give back to their community or speak out about social changes? What's the risk involved?
Being judged.
Being judged. Good.
Losing their endorsement.
Losing their endorsements. Excellent. I think that's like the biggest one, is losing their endorsements. I know that this word can be a stickler. It's a tough word to say, philanthropy. So if you go on this link, I'm going to start doing this with some of these words. Oops, sorry about that. If you go on these links, it would actually take you to a site that will give you, let me share with you. So if there's a word that seems difficult in my lesson, I'm going to start trying to add these phonetical sounds. So sorry about that. If you click on the hyperlink, it will, can you guys see that now? This Macmillan Dictionary?
Yeah.
Okay. So like if you get a word and you're not sure, if I feel like the word is, difficult to pronounce, so you just click on this button.
Philanthropic.
Oops.
Philanthropic.
It's the wrong word. I gave you the wrong link.
Philanthropy. Philanthropy.
So on your own time, you don't have to do it in class, but if you have a difficulty pronouncing any of these words, I'm going to put those phonetic guides in to help you. And sometimes we just have to listen to it a couple of times. Philanthropy, believe me, typing that word up over and over again. Do you know what I figured out how to spell it? I have a secret on spelling this word. What city do you guys live in?
Philly.
So you just put Phila, right? And instead of trying to spell it out, just put ant trophy. So do Phila, do ant trophy, and remember that there's another H in the beginning of Philly, and put the H back in the middle. So Philadelphia ant trophy. If you remember that, that's as close as I could get to breaking that word down into something that you can remember. I do that sometimes to try to remember how things are spelled or how things are pronounced, because even as a teacher, even having a lot of education, you're still going to stumble over certain words. And there's just certain words that some people just can't say. can't get correct, but don't worry about it. So a little bit of celebrity recognition. Do you guys know any of these actresses in the picture or performers?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me who they are.
Taraji.
Okay, so it's Taraji P. Henson's right here. Anyone else?
Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige, just second to left. Good. What about her?
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett. Excellent.
That's the crazy lady that pay all the movies.
Yes, she was in Thin Line Between Love and Hate with Martin Lawrence. That's right. You know what's funny? That's how I remember her too, as a crazy woman. Her name is eluding me right now, but I have it on the next slide. What about this lovely lady over here in the corner?
Holly.
That's my wife. Oh, I would still marry her. I don't care. She could be 65. I still marry Halle Berry. Beautiful. And this young lady.
I thought that was somebody else. I didn't know that was Halle Berry.
You didn't know that was Halle Berry? What you need me to zoom in
I
for
had
you?
to zoom in. Yeah, I had to zoom in.
Yes, zoom in. You can't miss her. And I remember her from Set It Off when she was really young. She's played in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
I want to say her name is, what is her name? It's eluding me. But what I did was I just put over here so you guys could see who they were. Kimberly Elise and Lynn Winfield is the crazy lady. Okay. So what I did was for your own, just if you wanted to look and, if you wanted to look and I went in and I took hyperlinks of all of these ladies' personal achievements in case you were unfamiliar with any of them. And Mary J. Blige down the way, she's my favorite singer, okay? But Halle Berry is like my favorite woman, like of all time. It was either her or Toni Braxton at one point. I didn't get Toni Braxton, I didn't get Halle Berry, so I failed. I'll try again next lifetime. But yeah, we were able to recognize most of them right off. This just happens to be what they were wearing in the picture, if you're interested. Okay, so celebrities and athletes. I try to merge a picture there together. We know who these celebrities and athletes are, correct?
Yeah.
Who's the guy on the left?
LeBron.
And right?
Team line.
Okay, thanks. We have discussed in class what denotes an individual as a celebrity. Now we're making this inclusive of celebrity and athletes. We didn't really put in actors as much, but we did cover some actors just there. So the class question I have to you, this should be from your prior knowledge. This is something that you should already know. What makes a person a celebrity? What do we define as what makes a person a celebrity?
Being known.
Okay. Fame. That's one thing.
Money.
Money. Definitely got to have money to be a celebrity. Is there any other ways that defines a person as a celebrity? What about influence? Do celebrities and athletes have influence on us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually, if, when I was a kid, it was J's, it was Jordans. I like LeBrons. I have a couple pair of LeBrons. But when I was a kid, it was Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was like the biggest thing in the world. He was on the Wheaties box. He was in Space Jam. He was, in the cartoons, and he was just everywhere. You just couldn't escape his presence. Now, I'm not going to have an argument about who the best basketball player is in the world right now, but LeBron's definitely up there in the top tier of players in the last 50 years. I mean, he's a great champion. He's won several times. Whether he was better than Kobe, whether he was better than Jordan, I don't know. If I had to pick a person, it'd still be Jordan, but that's just because
Still Jordan.
Yeah, I would pick Jordan because I'm biased because of my age, plus also the numbers in the finals. Jordan You know, he had 6 rings. Kobe had 6 too. But they have
Kobe
influence.
at 5.
Kobe had 5? Okay. So Mike had the all 5 and the extra one. He had 6. And where's LeBron stand? 4 or 5?
4.
4. And he's getting in his mid-30s now, so I don't know how much longer he can do this for. But these athletes, like, they have influence over us whether we know it or not. This is why they're able to have endorsements. We see Kyrie Irving, or we see Giannis drinking the Gatorade. We think in our mind, if we
I think he got 3. I think he got 3.
What's that, Jaire?
I don't know how many LeBron got. I think he got 3 or 4.
I think he has 4. 2 with the Heat, 1 with Cleveland, 1 with Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's 4. So they're able to sell us stuff. They're able to use their image, their marketing. I know it sounds silly, but even looking at that picture of LeBron James, if you know LeBron James well, what is the difference between LeBron James now and LeBron James a few years ago, physically?
A few years ago, or like
maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. Did you notice anything physically about him that's changed?
he looked older.
Yeah, well, we all look older. I'm just saying his physical appearance, besides growing the beard. You guys remember the headband?
Oh, he ain't wearing that
He not
headband no more.
flash?
Ain't no wearing that headband no more.
Why
He
not?
don't care.
Why doesn't he not wear a headband anymore?
He got
He
hairline.
matured.
Exact Kiara, she hit it exactly on the head. He had, as you get a man, sometimes we get older, our hair falls out in the front and the back. It is what it is. But he started to lose all his hair in the front and the hairline. I know for a fact that LeBron James got transplants, hair transplants, to fix his front hairline. Why is that so important to him? Do you think that he's a vain person? Do you think that?
Man, what's that word?
He was tired of people talk about it.
Well, yeah, he was tired of people talking about him. That's one thing, self-conscious about it, right? But I think another thing is, I mean, he is the face of like Sprite, right? He advertised for Sprite. So it's advertising. It's presenting this image that's sometimes not real. I watched a video last night that changed my mind on how people look. My brother was showing me this woman, and the dude had a whole bald head, and she put some strips on the sides and faded him, and then put
Yes.
a whole fake dreadlock kit on his head and braided it up and shaped it up. And I was like, good Lord, like, you know, you don't even like the same person. Did you see that here, that video?
That's in a few of those type of videos.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe how much, you know, this whole, like, she literally shaved the side and then put this whole piece on his head. And it had dreads, and they were colored and bleached at the end, and she braided it all up, like shaped up the line, and just everything was just like this guy completely transformed. The reason I'm saying this is because celebrities and athletes always got to live to a standard that's not real. That's not real. Average people, we're not gonna, not every man gonna take his shirt off and have a 6-pack. Not every woman's gonna have a super small waist, you know, or that's not reality. But when you're a celebrity, you're sent, you know, you're put out to sell stuff. So they they sell you all types of stuff. If you don't believe me in that, then I just want you in your free time to Google the hairline of Jamie Foxx. Okay? It has changed like 15 times over the last 10 years. Same thing, marketability. He wants to sell. So you guys said that, you know, you recognize these people right away. Unfortunately, King Von had passed away. But you recognize people based off of why, and that's why those slides are in there. I wanted to see, because we do know these people. We know that if someone is trying to sell us something, we can look at these people and say, we know that person from somewhere. And that's what celebrities do. So that was just our overall for celebrity. How much time I have left? About 10 minutes. So I'm going to try to teach you a little bit about the Nation of Islam. Do I have any students that are Islamic? No one's Islamic? Okay. I always like to defer to the Islamic students because a lot of times they know a lot more than I do. I am not Muslim. I do believe in the precepts of of Islam, and I do believe in some of the precepts of the Nation of Islam. Definitely an avid supporter of Malcolm X. You can probably see behind me. He's in a couple places back there. Definitely believe in what he was saying. So if you don't know what the Nation of Islam is an Islamic and Black nationalist movement founded in Detroit, Michigan by Wallace D. Farad Muhammad in 1930. His mission was to teach the downtrodden and defenseless Black people a thorough knowledge of God and of themselves. Members of the Nation of Islam study the Quran, worship Allah as their God, and accept Muhammad as their prophet, while also believing in notions of Black nationalism. I'll explain that to you. So in 1934, this gentleman right here at the top, that is Elijah. His name was Elijah Poole. He changed it to Elijah Muhammad. Seated Farad as the Nation of Islam began to gain popularity among African Americans during the 1950s and 60s. Malcolm X was the messenger during the 60s, the 1950s and 60s. I think he was assassinated in 1965. With its message of racial independence, establishing mosques in urban areas, and converting incarcerated Black men to the religion. Malcolm himself was in jail when he accepted the Nation of Islam and became converted to the Nation of Islam. Oops, okay, the chat. Yes, I'm sorry, Charlene. I just got that message from you. Absolutely. I hate to bring up the hairline thing, but that's what it was. It was an image thing. So Muhammad Ali was born January 17th, 1942. He lived to June 6, 2016. Just personally, Muhammad Ali, I consider him to be the greatest boxer of all time. That one I will argue with you. I don't think there has ever been a better boxer than Muhammad Ali. Actually, in your slide, the next clip, this was just for those who wanted to see. This was a 5-minute clip of the Rumble in the Jungle, which was the fight where he regained his heavyweight championship. So if you had any doubt to his skill or acuity, you would see it in that video. So he was born Cassius Clay in Louisville, Kentucky. Muhammad Ali is consistently ranked as one of the greatest boxers of all time. At the age of 18, Ali traveled to Rome, Italy to participate in the 1960 Olympics. He won the gold medal in light heavyweight boxing and returned to the United States to pursue his professional boxing career. It was around this time that Clay became a member of the Nation of Islam, announcing his name as Cassius X, then Muhammad Ali in 1964. So I know we talked about this in my other class. Why would the members of Nation of Islam, like Malcolm, Cassius, why would they put the X after their name? What was their reasoning for that? I don't know if I had that discussion with this class or not. What does the X signify? Some of you guys take mathematics, right? Miss Hickson, right? You don't take algebra or geometry or anything that with Miss Hickson? Jairi, Shirley Ann, Jair, have any of you guys had Mrs. Hickson? Okay.
No.
Okay, math's where you lost me. Okay. I'm not a math teacher. I'm a history teacher. But in algebra, X always stands for the unknown, right? You always hear solve for X, solve for X, solve for X. So the reasoning behind the X is they felt like they did not know who they were. Without getting waxing too philosophically, our names, where do we get our names from besides our parents? History, okay. Our history, our family history. So that doesn't, it's not all encompassing of all people who are of color or who are brown or black in America, because a lot of people come from islands, a lot of people come directly from Africa, but there's a large contingency of people in the United States that were slaves. And the people who were slaves did not know their real name. Malcolm's last name was Little. Cassius's last name was Clay. They thought in the Nation of Islam that blacks were lost in America, which is a valid point. Taken away from your religion, taken away from your culture, taken away from your native land, and then put in slavery for almost 400 years. You're not going to have a real good definition of who you are as a person. So this X involved, making the X was denoting the unknown. So that's why they changed their name to X. And then they changed their name. I think Malcolm's next X's name was El Hajj Malik Shabazz was the name that he changed his name to, from Malcolm X or Malcolm Little. Now I have a video, but it's going to take too long. So we are going to stop here. For those that stuck it out with me, I appreciate it. Our third checkpoint will have to do with Muhammad Ali. When we come back, we'll be discussing Muhammad Ali and his philanthropy and social change. And then we'll get back to the idea of social responsibility. Okay, so thank you everybody for sticking it out. Enjoy your break, unless I see you in another class before the break. And everybody's good on Summit. Everybody's good on the checkpoints. Yes? No? Maybe? Okay. Jair, you're going to put your work in. Jair, I think you have registered for one checkpoint you still have to do. All right, guys, well, enjoy your break. If I don't see you before then, happy holidays. Oh, snap. Give me some of those. I want some of those cookies. That was you going to get, the red velvets? Ugh. All right. Don't spend all your money in Target. Every time I go into Target, I come out with like a $283 bill. They got too much stuff in one spot.
I won't.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you, Jairi and Jair. Thank you, sirs. Have a good evening, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right.